In other news, it looks like the anime's new season, which I'm not sure about the exact dates, seems to be making some changes, and one of them, majorly, seems to be that Ash might just catch an Eevee, and not just any Eevee, but one with a unique hairstyle, to probably make a very strong reference to Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, since in those games, Pikachu and Eevee have customizable hairstyles. And I'm like, it's about time. People like Gary, May, Serena, even Gladian, so many people have caught Eevees and evolved them. And I'm like, Ash should have caught an Eevee a long time ago. Like, Eevee's a great Pokemon and has so many options. And it just looks like Ash may just catch an Eevee. And it's more likely than him keeping a Pokemon like Poipole, for example, since he kept Poipole for a season, and he even took care of a Cosmog for a season, but he didn't keep them, obviously, since they're not really, his, per se, even if he did catch one of them officially. But still, him having an Eevee seems like a great thing. Now, Brock and Misty also is going to visit Alola. That's good. How is going to be introduced for the first time. That's also kind of late. We've been waiting for that for a long time. He has a Dartrix, so that might suggest that Ash's Rowlet might not evolve when it comes to meeting Pokemon appearance requirements. So I felt like the personality of Ash's Rowlet just seemed like the kind that won't evolve. He's just sleeping all day. So even if he's going to learn new moves, he's not going to evolve. But How has a Dartrix, so yeah. Also, Team Rocket might catch a Stuffle. I wonder if that's the Beware's offspring. Because obviously they're not going to catch a Beware. That thing's just there to take care of them and mess up their plans. But a Stuffle, that's strong and cute. And like, I don't know if James is going to catch it, or I don't know if it's just going to be there. Either way, everything's interesting. But most of all, Eevee, How, Brock and Misty, yeah. But that's not what this video is about. I just happened to mention it. We are really behind on discussing Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. There's a lot of new trailers and stuff that I have yet to discuss or even see myself. I've been meaning to have an honest reaction, and I just need to find my headphones.
関東地方を舞台に相棒のポケモンと冒険を繰り広げるポケットモンスターレッツゴーピカチュウレッツゴーイーブイ。今回は新たな情報をお届け。冒険の途中行く手を阻む障害物、そんな時頼りになるのが秘術だ。秘術は相棒のピカチュウとイーブイだけが使えるフィールド上の能力。邪魔な木をスパッと切り、水の上をスイスイ渡り、空も飛べるように。そして相棒のピカチュウやイーブイだけが覚える強力な技があり、バトルで大活躍。さらに携帯モードで相棒を撫でると髪型を変えることも。ポケットモンスターレッツゴーピカチュウレッツゴーイーブイモンスターボールプラスは11月16日発売。ピカチュウ EV 仕様のドックやジョイコンがついたスイッチ本体とソフト、モンスターボールプラスが一緒になった特別なセットも同日に発売決定。
We see Snorlax. We see riding new Pokemon like Rapidash. Pretty cool. We see how hidden techniques are going to work. They're basically hidden moves, like secret techniques. They're replacing the mechanics, but it's basically the same thing, but without all of the negatives, like, not being able to, it's not even part of your move pool or something, like, And since then, it seems that Cerebi has been allowed to play the game, or a demo version, for 2 hours, so he has a lot to say about that. If you want to read the whole thing, you can visit cerebi.net and read it. I already read it. It's very, very positive. Basically, his conclusion is that this is a main series Pokemon game, a clear remake of Yellow. Yeah, sure, it's a little different, and of course their intention is to draw in uninitiated Pokemon fans, the new generation, the younger kids who aren't familiar with Pokemon, trying to pull them in, and that's alright. And there's a lot of things that he confirmed, like there's going to be skin tone options for the protagonist, so you don't have to be white-skinned male character, white skin, female character, they have 4 different skin tones, just like they introduced in X and Y, Sun and Moon, etc. So yeah, I haven't seen that, but that's what he says. Other things he mentions is that Eevee's Sizzly Slide, Bouncy Bubble, and Buzzy Buzz are 90 power. Like their base power is 90, which is like what? Like a thunderbolt, like a flamethrower, like an ice beam, like a surf, approximately. I'm like, not only do they guarantee, respectively, burn, paralysis, and what does Bouncy Bubble do again? I forget. Not only do they guarantee those effects, but their move power is 90, and they're learned by Eevee. That is so broken. Cool, whatever. Also, he tried to analyze what's the situation on Eevees and Ivies. Basically, Ivies look identical, but Eevees are hard to say. So yeah, basically effort values may not be the same, but after all, these games are drawing a lot from Pokemon Go, which is completely different from the main series game. So it's kind of a fusion between a main game and some sort of spin-off. Also, your starter Pikachu / Eevee are much stronger than your typical average wild Pikachu or wild Eevee. They have much larger base stats, but that's just to make it easier for you, since obviously Pikachu and Eevee are never going to be like usually a Charizard's level or some other full evolved starter. So to make up for not being able to evolve into Raichu or whatever you're going to evolve Eevee into, you're going to stay the same but with really strong stats. Also, there's a new trailer that I have not seen yet, but it's basically going to explain how catching legendaries work. And basically, to summarize, unlike all the other Pokemon in this game, where you catch them like in Pokemon Go, you spin the Pokeball, you don't actually battle them, and you don't gain experience from battling wild Pokemon, because you can't battle wild Pokemon, you have to catch them, and that's how you gain experience and candy. But you actually do battle legendary Pokemon, and only if you knock them out in a battle. Not get them to red like in the main series games. If you knock them out, then you get to catch them like in Pokemon Go. At least that's what I read. But let's see it. Oh, and first they explain Go Parks. These are all the Pokemon you catch in Pokemon Go that you want to transfer. With mini games, of course. Yeah, and you can increase stats using candy. I'm not sure how that's going to work, though. And you get more candy the more Pokemon you transfer. Very similar to Pokemon Go. Then there's a legendary Pokemon, of course. So you're supposed to defeat them, which is like really, really reminiscent of the anime, because in the anime, like, there was no difference between just weakening a Pokemon and knocking it out. Yeah, so it's pretty exciting. Like, imagine just battling a legendary Pokemon and actually trying your best to knock it out. And it's not like a regular battle. There's a time limit, apparently. So if you can knock out the Moltres, Articuno, Zapdos within a time limit, then you get the opportunity to catch it. Basically, that's what is understood. Yeah. So the only way to get the chance to catch them, as you can see the Pokemon Go circles right there. Yeah, the only way to get a chance to catch them like that is to actually defeat them in battle. So you get to go all out without holding yourself back, which has always been like one of the negatives of catching Pokemon in the main games, I think, has been like trying not to knock out the Pokemon. You would expect intuitively that, oh, hit him as hard as you can and you'll be able to catch him. But no, in the regular Pokemon games, ever since we can remember, you're supposed to hold yourself back, not knock them out. Just weaken them just enough so that the Pokeball will catch them. And then Pokemon Go was all like, nah, just chuck a Pokeball at them. You don't have to even battle them. And now Pokemon Let's Go is all like, okay, we're going to give you some of each. Except it's like, It's so confusing. I see what these games are trying to be refreshing, but they're also being so different that it's off-putting, but not so much. I'm going to enjoy these games, obviously. I'm sure a lot of people are. And I'm wondering if what they're doing here is going to show up in the real Generation 8, but obviously not on this level. Obviously, people are supposed to, like, transfer Pokemon from Pokemon Go, and therefore enjoy Pokemon Go more, because they're going to connect it to Pokemon Go. Let's Go, Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. I read a lot of details saying you can have 1,000 Pokemon stored in your Let's Go parks total, and that, but you can't return it. You can actually connect to as many mobile save files for Pokemon Go as you have. So you could transfer from a lot of save files over Bluetooth, but you can only have 1,000 Pokemon transferred total. Also, the main thing that I was really, really apprehensive about is that they changed certain mechanics. Pokemon do not hold items, and they do not have abilities. There are no more items or abilities in this game. Obviously, I'm not speaking for the rest of Gen 8, because this is technically not a main series game. It's like a main series game, but I'm sure that the main series games haven't gotten rid of the full mechanics. They're just simplifying Let's Go for the kids, you know, and the new generation, and like the newcomers who aren't familiar with Pokemon, because obviously Pokemon tactics can get pretty advanced and you could tell the difference. When I was like a beginner, I had no idea about all these strategies involving abilities, effort values, individual values, stats, and stuff like that. I had no clue. It's so much different for me now. But, yeah, so they wanted to simplify it, obviously. So no abilities and no items. This is what I've been talking about when they revealed how Mega Evolution is going to work. Since Mega Evolution doesn't require a held item, that means that the Mega Stone is an item in your bag, which explains how Charizard you can choose which Mega Evolution in battle without actually having to have both Mega Stones. You just have, or more likely, there are 2 Mega Stones, but if you have both in your bag, since there's no more held items, you could just evolve Charizard into Mega Charizard, you could just choose whichever one, because held items isn't a mechanic in this game. And I'm a little disappointed, because I've gotten so used to mechanics like held items and abilities. Like, there's so many strategies that won't really matter. But remember, the original Generation 1 did not have held items or abilities. So while this game is refreshing on many points, it's actually gone full circle to the simplicity of Gen 1. It's like, someone who liked Gen 1 might enjoy this game just because it's so much as like it was back then, simple. Back then there were no held items. There was only a Pokedex of 150 Pokemon, and that's what they're doing here too. It's a reduced Pokedex. It's the original 150. No abilities, no held items. It's like, this game's much more of a remake than people realize, and that's going to appeal to veterans, and its simplicity is meant to appeal to new players. So in a way, it's genius. It's genius just how refreshing and simple and nostalgic and classic this game is, while also being something that they've never done before. And that, to me, is extremely creative. Anyway, guys, tell me what you think down below in the comments. Please like and subscribe and share with a friend if you really liked. I'd appreciate the support. Despite all that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys will enjoy Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, and I will let you guys know if anything else happens to be revealed. I'll see you guys next time.